I'm about to show you how Stan went from generating 0 leads from his website for his construction renovation business to generating over $138,000 in revenue just this past year organically from his website. I'm going to show you the entire process that we took with him so that he didn't have to spend a single dollar on ads, but generated these leads through SEO coming in to his website. And if you stay to the end of the video, you'll have the entire process that we took with him that you can then apply to your own business and start generating leads through your website, which is often an overlooked marketing channel when it comes to marketing as a whole and the different routes that you can use to acquire customers. It's definitely an untapped gold mine, so you're not going to want to miss this. Let's get into it. So you can see from the document here, this is our text chat with Stan, 138,000 in revenue, emailed us the list of customers that came through the website. You could also see a few more screenshots from here. This is his form submission. So it's not showing, phone calls or emails that he got from leads. It's just form submissions that he's gotten throughout this year through the website. Here is some of his ranking stats for Google. You can see here 77 keywords. This is the trend over here going through the months of 2023. This is also another trend from Google Search Console. You could see I pointed to the website name, so you can see that this is actually his website and the trend in rankings, clicks, and impressions there. So let's get into the background of Kaizen Renovations, the company, and Stan himself, and the situation that he was in to ultimately start doing SEO on his website. So in 2022, in the later portion of it, November, Stan had a website. He built it for himself, but he wasn't really generating any leads or ranking on Google. So this needed a change. And as a growing renovation company with employees, generating leads going into 2023 was important. That's exactly what we did. So here's the process that we took from start to finish and how you can do it too. There's a bunch of key takeaways in this video that I'm going to go over, so definitely stay for that. This resulted in him generating an additional $138,000 in projects at a faster sales process, since leads could easily check out their projects, the past projects that he's done for other clients in the past. So they have more clarity around what they're looking for. They can use those as references during the sales quotation consultation process to understand some of the work that they've done in the past and be a lot more informed. Okay. So he's now ranking for more keywords. As you've seen, he's also ranking for local features, generating leads, taking on more projects, and delivering great results for his clients. So let's get into the first step that we took with him, demographic research. So this is arguably the most important step of the entire process, what we've done throughout 2023. And this is done during the discovery phase and onboarding. So we're figuring out which people we want to get more of. What are those leads going to look like? What are those projects going to entail? Where do these people live? What do they value, right? The rest of the process stems from this information. The keyword research, the website design, the messaging, everything is going to revolve around the type of people that we want to get more of. Make sense? So you can get this information by sending out a survey to your customers, or you can work through it logically, right? So who gets the best results with me, right? You can just do it logically in your brain if you don't have customers to send out a survey to. But ultimately, who gets the best results with me, right? Who pays the most money? Why did they choose me specifically? What do they value? What are they looking to get out of my services? Where are they located, etc. All this demographic information is going to tell you what steps to take and what messaging to put in your marketing material. So the next step is the keyword research once we have this demographic information. So from the demographic research, we do research on keywords that they're going to be searching up, and then we find which keywords are going to be the most valuable and easiest to rank for. I'll get into this in a sec. So this is what people are searching into Google, right? A keyword is just what somebody types into Google to do a search, okay? Basketball, e-commerce websites. If you're looking for a basketball, that's a keyword search. Gyms near me, that's a keyword right there. Renovation contractors near me, that's a keyword. So we're focusing in on the services that they're providing and what kind of customers we want to get more of. So we researched keywords to see which ones will be the easiest to rank for, but they still bring in valuable traffic, right? It's not just about the easiest ones to rank for. It's what people are going to be searching up and the intent behind that search. if somebody searches up, let's take an example of a renovation contractor in this case. If somebody searches up renovation contractors near me, they're probably looking for a renovation project. They probably have one in mind, or they're pretty keen on getting one done. So that's a valuable intent right there. The intent behind that search is somebody looking for a renovation contractor. However, if somebody's searching up how to renovate your home, they are probably going to do the renovation themselves, and they're not looking to hire on anybody specific. So there's two very similar keywords right there, but the intent behind them is vastly different, and it's gonna look a lot different. So we use SEMrush to do our keyword research. Here's an example of their keyword magic tool. SEMrush is a fantastic tool. It is a paid software. It's about $200 a month, I believe. But it gives you a lot of valuable tools for doing research, looking up domains, what keywords they're ranking for, and use it quite often. So the keyword magic tool lets you type in keywords like you could see here. Construction Vancouver is the example that I've provided, and it gives you suggestions based off of that keyword. So you can see here, construction companies Vancouver. We're looking at the volume. So 720 searches per month. Also that trend that I underlined right there. This is the trend in searches. So for example, if you look a few keywords down to Vancouver construction, the trend in that has been going down. So I probably wouldn't want to rank for something like that. Next, we're looking at the keyword difficulty. So the closer the keyword difficulty is to 100, the harder it's going to be to rank for. So the lower ones are going to be the best ones to rank for in our scenario. You can see here, 21 is pretty good. 18 is also great. But the interesting thing about keywords is that you have construction companies Vancouver, construction jobs Vancouver. Again, very similar keywords, and it gives us that suggestion. But if someone's searching up construction jobs Vancouver, they're looking for a job. They're not looking to hire a renovation company to take on a project. So the intent there is extremely important. Next thing we did is the website design. Now that we have the demographic and keyword information that we want to rank for, we can start designing the website. So this was a 2-week process for us. We like to do websites, or at least the design of the website, revamping it or designing it from scratch in under 14 days. Okay, because we want to see results as fast as possible. When it was done, the website was very minimalistic to start with. It doesn't look like what it looks like now, but had everything it needed to get started. Right? It had a homepage, services page, contact, about us, and a project portfolio. We also made it conversion friendly so more people would reach out to us from the site. So what did this include? Specific and attention grabbing headlines, tactical calls to action. For example, get a free quote now instead of something boring like contact us or contact, learn more. Those are all boring calls to action. We put those calls to action frequently through the site so people would see them often and they would know subconsciously, this is what needs to happen next if I want to reach out to this person for a quote. The messaging targeted at the demographic. So the copy, the images, everything was targeted at that group of people that we found out at the beginning who we want to get more of. The key takeaway from this, okay, this is really important here. When you're designing a website for the first time, don't get too focused on getting it perfect the first time. That's not going to happen, right? Just get something out onto the internet, get it live with the information that you have, and then from there, just iterate on it. Okay, it's not about getting it perfect the first time. Just get something out there. And so if you have little to no data in terms of what works and what doesn't, right? If this is your first time or maybe your first or second website, the best way to find out what works and what doesn't in terms of getting more conversions and leads is just show it to people and let them tell you. If you're getting no leads, no conversions on your website, it means something needs to change, or you're not showing it to enough people. So there's a big takeaway there. The next thing that we focused on is the SEO optimization. So once the website, we were doing this throughout the design process of the website, but definitely this was really important when the website goes live. We needed to submit the sitemap and pages to Google. This is something that I learned actually a few months into the process of doing SEO and when I was learning it myself. And it's a big mistake I made. I had added keyword landing pages and more projects, but Google wasn't seeing it. So it wasn't ranking the pages. It was maybe ranking like 2 or 3 pages from the entire website, which is not good. You want Google to rank as many pages as you need it to rank. Okay. So one of the most important things you can do for SEO is submitting the sitemap to Google and all the pages that you have on it. So if you don't Google won't rank your website or nowhere near as much as it could, like you saw in that example. The big mistake I made at the start. So the on-page optimizations were adding internal links to pages. So in the text, I would link a piece of text to another link that was in the site. The important part about this is you don't want to link just any words like the or what we do. Those are just general words. You want to link a word that relates to the page that you're ranking for. So for example, if we had a keyword landing page like general contracting services in Vancouver, you'd want to put a link on a word that relates to general contracting services Vancouver. Ideally, that keyword itself. But for example, renovation companies, that could be the text that you link the other page to, but you get the idea. We're adding external links to other websites, so linking the text to other websites that have high authority on Google, adding SEO descriptions and titles into the pages, putting keywords into the content, right? And it's image files and the alt tags on those images. And then we're getting backlinks onto the site as well, which we'll get into in a sec. So these optimizations are tedious, but ultimately they're going to determine how well your website ranks on Google. And if you aren't doing them, your competitors will. That's just as simple as it gets. If you're not doing these things, for example, if you're not posting on YouTube, if you're not posting on social media, if you're not doing your SEO, if you're not having a high converting website and doing conversion rate optimization on your website, somebody else is going to and far surpass you. Okay. So the key takeaway from this: whenever you add a new page to your website, make sure you either resubmit your sitemap to Google or submit the page by itself so Google can rank it. I have a video on this about doing SEO, which I'll link here that you can click on and watch that video. It's a little bit out of the scope of this video, but submitting your sitemap to Google Search Console, it's called. That's Google software for SEO, and submitting your sitemap and managing your website in the back end. This alone has been the biggest contributing factor for our clients' websites rankings. I can honestly say this. Just putting out content on the website on a consistent basis and then submitting it to Google Search Console. If you just do that, and you might not have the best content, it might not be the highest converting compared to other websites, but if you submit it to Google Search Console and other people aren't doing that in your field, you will outrank them by far. Content creation. This is the next step. So once the site was ranking on Google, we got some traction on that end. It was time to add in a blog and more of the past projects on a consistent basis. Google likes to see that your website is being updated consistently with new content so it can rank you higher on searches. It's just like any other social media platform. If you post consistently on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, anything to do with that manner, even Google Ads and print marketing, right? Your material is going to be favored over other people's material who aren't posting as constantly or putting out content on their website as constantly and consistently. So when you produce blogs, Google will see your website as a better source of information than other websites, and it'll rank you higher. More blogs equals higher authority. Just think of it like that. This included posting blogs several times a month, adding projects to the website when he completed them, and he had pictures. And so blogs are a great way to generate backlinks and links to other websites as well. And we'll get into backlinks next. One blog, this is kind of a key takeaway actually right here, but one blog post can bring in hundreds of visitors that are qualified leads if it's a good source of information. We've had clients in the past where they have a blog on their website, and just that one blog post brings in hundreds of visitors because out of all the blog posts they have, it's the one that did really well, but it's a great source of information. It's getting lots of searches on a monthly basis, and people are just coming in from there and turning into leads. Next is backlinks. So backlinks are a huge hack to increase the authority of your website. And a higher authority equals it's much easier rankings on Google, right? If your website has a low authority, it'll take longer to rank higher for keywords. But if your website has a high authority score for Google, it'll be way easier to rank for keywords or new keywords quickly. So we didn't acquire the backlinks ourselves, but we rather used a service provider for this. We used Vetted, vetted.com. It's just with 3 T's in there. It's a premium price SEO provider, so it's not cheap since their talent is all vetted, as the name suggests. And you can either pay people to do this for you like we did, or you can do it yourself, right? But it is time intensive. It's reaching out to other websites and asking them to link back to your website. It's a time intensive process and you could pay someone else to do it for you to save that time. But I would recommend going with a really vetted company that has good talent and not just going on like Fiverr, a freelancing website where you have no idea who this person is. You want someone that you can trust to do this for you. You could use the manual outreach, right? So like ask other websites. So you reach out to them, whoever the contact is for that owns the website or manages the website, you reach out to them, ask them to link back to your website. And there's a lot of different ways to do this. Again, out of the scope of this video, but you want to give them value in exchange for a backlink. So it's like a trade of value almost. You can write them blog that they can put on their website, show them some errors on their site that need to be fixed, and then ask for the backlink. Put a backlink on your website that links to theirs. This is good if your website already has a high authority and they would get value from that. If your website isn't getting a lot of traffic, it doesn't have a high authority, it's not ranking for a lot of keywords, then they probably wouldn't find that valuable. But give them updated content on an outdated blog post. So for example, best kitchen renovation ideas for 2014, right? Give them an updated blog post for 2023 or 2024, right? Moving forward. There's a lot of different ways to do this, guys. Again, out of the scope of this video, but these are just a few popular ways that people can generate backlinks, and it's time intensive, but it's so worth it. So when other websites link back to you, so there's a portion of text on their website with a link that links to your website, okay? Google sees that as your website being a good source of information. A lot of SEO is just making your website more valuable in terms of the information that it has. So for example here, if a friend tells someone about how good you are at tennis, or you can replace tennis with anything, right? How good you are at guitar, how good you are at whatever that is. That person that your friend told will see you as an authority figure, and they're going to be more likely to go to you for tennis tips and advice than other people. Okay. So Google works the exact same way. If your website is seen as more of an authority figure for the information around whatever your services are, in our case, renovations and contracting in Vancouver, then your website is going to rank a lot higher. Okay. So this is the entire case study for Kaizen renovations. If you want the entire document for this that you can then download and use as a strategy to start getting more leads, again, this was $138,000 in revenue in 2023. It's one of our smaller clients, but still, it's very notable because before he wasn't generating any leads from his website. No revenue was coming in from that channel. So taking it from zero to $138,000 in revenue in just 1 year for the smaller renovation company is very notable, at least from an SEO standpoint. So guys, I hope you got some value from this video. Again, if you want this document, just go below. I'll link it in the description so that you can download it and then use it. And if you are a construction renovation company or home service business that wants to add more revenue organically from your website and don't want to spend money on ads, let me know. I'll link our website and Calendly link in the description. Book a call with me. We'll talk from there. Subscribe and I'll catch you in the next one.